but they stripped them. So they're going to strip you out of your house because you didn't do what? They're going to make up something. They don't care. They'll make something up, trust me. They'll figure out some reason to strip you out of your house, take you away out of your house. Why? Because you never said to them, I don't give a damn about your title. This place is mine. Is any other man going to come forward and make a claim that this place ain't mine? Good luck with that. And get your house, clear of everybody. Just say, hey, anybody wants to make a claim in this house, come on and make it. Or forever hold your peace. You ain't going to see nobody from the bank show up and make the claim. They're not going to do it.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
My house is a tax issue, property tax. I don't have no mortgages or any loans or anything like that on my house.
Yeah, that's great. But you still got a title on the land. I'm sure the land is still titled to the state or the county or somebody. To the feds, somebody. Somebody's still believing that they got the right to tell you what you can and cannot do upon that land. Or some government entity believes they can tell you what you can and cannot do. You've got to make sure that nobody tell you what to do. You tell them, hey, anybody wants to make a claim to tell me what I can and cannot do, speak now, forever hold your peace.
So you think I should send a letter stating that, or how do you think I should go about that? What do you
Right, you sure could. You could sure still say that, send it to the Secretary of State. That's what I'm doing with some man named Malik up in Chicago. He's doing a fantastic job with the letter writing back and forth to the Secretary of State. He's doing good. Secretary of State is answering his letters immediately. That day, Secretary of State says, I got your letter today. I am answering you today. I mean, it's pretty funny how the Secretary of State actually wrote that in the letter. I just got your letter today. I'm writing it today. Well, I'm responding to you today. Oh, yeah, they don't mess around. Not when you're a man. And you're just asking them some simple questions. Is there a reason why a man can't travel in the state of Illinois? Yes or no? Can a man or not? Can he or can he not? Well, the Secretary of State basically said, well, you have a driver's license and it's forever suspended until you do X, Y, and Z. I say, okay, that's lovely. That's not the question I asked. Can a man travel or can a man not travel in the state of Illinois without a driver's license? It's pretty funny how we're going around and around with the Secretary of State. And that's all you have to do. Is anybody claiming, like you said, for title of the land, who's claiming to have control of my land? The county, the city, the state, the feds, the United States government, the Pope? Who? Who's making a claim for my sweat that I put into this land? Who's making a claim for anything that I've worked for? Who's making a claim?
Right.
Who believes that they're entitled to this? And they'll say the state of Chicago or the city of Chicago or the city of Illinois. Great, lovely. Are they willing to testify to that in open court? And they'll say, well, don't be ridiculous. They don't have lungs. It's like, well, then I guess the claim is going to be unanswered then. I guess my claim is going to go unanswered. I guess my claim is going to stand true. See, because the second dimension is trying to control the third dimension. It's trying to control a living, breathing man. A piece of paper.
Right.
And like I said, if you guys think it's funny, man, I'm trying to remember what was the carrier that they signed the treaty with Japan. I don't remember if it was Yorktown or whatever, but one little piece of paper basically said that the United States government now controls all the horses, cows, chickens, livestock, houses, cars, all the. It was funny how they wrote it out like that. So there was no doubt about it in the Japanese mind that the United States government believed that they owned everything. It was pretty funny. So how they actually wrote down like cows and chickens and livestock, it was funny. Household pets is kind of funny. But one piece of paper, like I said, the piece of paper basically can conquer an empire because he signed over. Now, any man in Japan could have just flat out said, hey, wait a second, that's my cow. That's my house. The United States, you did what? You believe you claim it? No. I'm going to take you into the United States court of record here, and I'm going to say, I'd like to see the United States government come forth with a set of lungs and say that is, they have a superior claim to that house. My family's had that house in Japan for 1,000 years. How do you believe you have it? Well, we beat you in a war. You didn't beat me. I never picked up a gun and pointed at you. Well, the Japanese government did. Well, then you got a beef with the Japanese government. You ain't got a beef with me. Well, you're a Japanese citizen. No, I'm not. I'm a man. I don't know who the hell you think you're coming after. But you better leave me and mine alone.
Irvine, please.
I got no beef with any man in the United States. Any man in the United States got a beef with me? No. Well, the United States government does. The United States government isn't a man. It's two-dimensional. So, see, that's what I try to explain to people. You know, you got to separate yourselves from this two dimension. This two dimension is trying to control you. It's just like I say to people. Sometimes, like I say, they got a little kid. I got to try to separate my little kid from the fourth dimension. I say, kid, it's just a dream. It's not real. It's not going to hurt you. Well, for 8 hours a night when I sleep, it hurts me. You got to get over it, kid. You got to start understanding what the hell's going on. It's just a dream. It's just a piece of paper. It's just a two dimension. You got to get over it. But Cole, they are going to do this. They who? Who's this magical unicorn, lucky charm, leprechaun who's going to magical day this in the two dimensions here? Who's this magical unicorn in the fourth dimension in your dream state that's coming after you? Kid, it's not coming after you. There is no they. There's a man or a woman who's going to touch you. So when that man or woman touches you, you ask them where do they believe they have the authority or the power to touch you. They say, well, this piece of paper says so. Oh, really? Will that piece of paper stand in open court and testify to that fact? Did you write that paper? No. Who wrote that paper? I'm not really sure. Judge Bob did. Oh, Judge Bob did? You think Bob's going to come forth in open court and Bob's going to swear to it? That he gave you the right to touch me? Well, no, because the judge can't grant rights. Only God can. The judge doesn't have any rights. So, you think the judge is going to speak for you? It's just like I said, when I tell people, go look at the Nuremberg trials. You don't think all the Germans up and down? I'll leave children. You know, of course they did. They said, well, you know, this two-dimensional piece of paper, his order, said that we could go round up women and children and kill them. And they said, you got to be shitting me. You actually did what a piece of paper told you to do? What, this piece of paper talk to you? Here, what does this piece of paper say to you? It was like, I don't know. You know, I don't hear it saying anything. So you really went around and you thought it was okay because a piece of paper said go pick up women and children and kill them, and you thought that was a good thing to do. And how they always got all those Germans was like, if this piece of paper said kill your own children, kill your own mother, would you do it? And he said, of course not. And it's like, well, that was somebody else's mother. That was somebody else's child you killed. You ain't no different than them. Oh, and that's why they hung them all. So like I said, this two-dimensional world, believe me, when the two-dimension gets put on trial by the three-dimension always beats the two-dimension. It always does. Just because the two-dimension says this is what you believe it reads. Did you really go out and do what this piece of paper told you to do? That's why lawyers won't take the witness stand and be held liable for the two-dimensional piece of paper. They won't do it. Just like the Germans shouldn't have done it. Just like, hey, you know what? Just because this piece of paper says go round up women and children and kill them, you know what? We better not do it. Why? Because it's called wrong. It's called evil. It's wrong. And that's why, like I said, a lawyer won't stand up in court and say that. You won't testify to it. Well, this piece of paper says we're supposed to kick that little old lady out of her house because she didn't pay her taxes. You going to testify to that? No. Why? Because it's evil. It's wrong. I ain't crazy. I know it's not right to throw somebody out of their house just for some green dollar bills. That's ridiculous. She put a lifetime worth of work into that thing. They know that she should be able to claim sweat equity, but she just doesn't fucking know to claim it. And the city and the county would actually owe her freaking money. But she just doesn't know the law. Like I said, the stuff that I do is so simple it's scary. If you guys would just stop and think a little bit, man, it would all make sense to you. I've always said this on the first 2-3 shows. I know I ain't saying anything new. Oh, let me see if anybody else is on this board thing. Oh.